Good morning everyone. My name is Omar Fernandez and this is Project Management. My topic for today is about Chapter 3 and the title is about developing the project charter and baseline project plan. Okay, so let's learn about the objectives. So the first objective is to describe the 5 project management processes and how they support each phase of the project lifecycle. The second one is to define the project management knowledge, area called project integration management, and describe its role in project plan development, project plan execution, and overall change control. The third one is to develop a project charter and describe its relationship to the project plan. The fourth one is to identify the steps in the project planning framework, introduce this chapter, and describe how this framework links the project measurable organizational value to the project scope, schedule, and budget. We have here what we call the PLC phases. So as you can see, we have a complete diagram, and under the IT Project Management Foundation, we have 5 parts, or the composition of the IT Project Management Foundation. So the first one is we have the PM processes. So the PM process has initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. The second one is the PM objectives. The PM objectives has scope, schedule, budget, and quality. The third one is the tools. So the tools has project management, information system development. The fourth one is infrastructure. So in infrastructure, we have organizational, project, and technical. The last one is the PMBOK areas. It has integration management, scope management, time management, cost management, quality management, HR management, communication management, risk management, and procurement management. So let's say the business case has been approved, but what are the things that should we consider? Number 1, who is the project manager? So who will take lead? Okay. The second one is who is the project sponsor? So definitely there is somebody who will lend a hand, who will support the project. The third one is who is on the project team. So basically, we should know who are the involved ones, the people who will play as a team. The fourth one is what role does everyone associated with the project play. So definitely, we should have a specific description of each role. The fifth one is what is the scope of the project. So definitely, we should know what are the beginning and the end, okay? And what are the parts to be covered. The sixth one is how much will the project cost. So definitely, again, we should know what cover up we should prepare. So definitely there is costing upon implementing this project. The seventh one is how long will it take to complete the project. So in here, we should have a timeline, just to make sure that we have a complete list of all the accomplishment. Okay. So the consideration. So what resources and technology will be required? So we should know what we need. Okay, so what will we use? The technology that we will apply. The next one is what approach, tools, techniques, will be used to develop the information system. So we have so many tools, we have so many approaches and techniques. So basically, we should define which among which is adequate enough, okay, for the project. Then what tasks or activities will be required to perform the project work? And how long will these tasks or activities take? So we will create a bracket, or somehow we will assign a specific deadline for each task. Then who will be responsible for performing these tasks or activities? So we will be assigning particular persons for this task. And the last one is, what will the organization receive for the time, money, and resources invested in this project? So at the last question, so I think there should be a goal that upon finishing the project, there will be an output. So as we can see here, okay, so under project management process, we have project versus project management process. So as you can see, we have a, what you call this, a yin and yang, an example of a yin and yang. Okay, so maybe it means that one cannot exist without the other. Okay, so at the upper portion, we have the product-oriented processes, and at the bottom, we have the project management process. So both of them should coexist to each other. So basically, if we pertain to project, so we are pertaining to the things that should be achieved. Okay, so we have goal in terms of project. While product management process, basically it deals with the techniques, the procedures that we should follow. So we have here the project management processes and ITPM phases. So we have 5 phases. The first one is conceptualize and initialize. The second is develop project, charter and plan. Third is execute and control project. The fourth is close project. The fifth one is evaluate project success. So as you can see, on the first part, in conceptualize and initialize, we have 6 parts. So we have initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. And they are all linked together in this what we call project management processes. Okay. So this is project processes. So we have 5 groups, as we mentioned earlier, okay, as part of this diagram. So we have initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. So project integration management. In project integration management, we have project plan development. So we have constraints and assumption, okay, and the tools. Then on project plan execution, we have work authorization system, okay, status review meetings. And the third one is we have overall change control. So under the third one is we should ensure process in place to evaluate the value of proposed change. So we should somehow have an understanding whether if we have a good process or not. Okay, so I think that this is a part of evaluation. Then determine whether accepted change has been implemented. So if we have an adjustment. So we should check. Okay, and better yet, if we have change, we should somehow incorporate that change. The third is include procedures for handling emergencies. So, what whether what kind of emergency we have. Okay, so in particular, if the emergency is about any type of process, I think we should have a what they call this, a flexible type of emergency response for it, on how we will handle every bit of emergencies. Then the fourth one is to help project manager manage change. Okay, so as you can see, okay, so the project plan development, project plan execution, and overall change control are linked together. Okay, so like this one. Okay, so these are the information involved, okay, on the three parts of a project integration management. So as you can see on the diagram, they integrate to each other. So if we neglect one, so basically we have an incomplete process. Okay, then let's go to the project charter. So we have here, as what it says, together with the baseline project plan, provide a tactical plan for carrying out the project. So tactical, we're talking about a step-by-step. Then the second one is, it serves as an agreement or contract between the project sponsor and team. So the project charter somehow acts as a mediator between the project sponsor and the team. The third one is documents the project's MOB. Okay, so I think we should have a list, a document, or somebody is taking notes. Okay, just to make sure that we have written documents or references. Then define the project infrastructure. So what are the flows? What are the aspects? What are involved on our project? Then summarizes the details of the project plan. So as much as possible, let's try to have all the information on our project plan. Then define the roles and responsibilities. So as we can see, if we have this what we call proper roles, okay, and responsibilities designated to each person, so we can basically proceed and somehow create a well-prepared project. Then the last one is show explicit commitment to the project. So a unquestionable commitment, okay, to somehow to finish the project, okay, to have a good and trustworthy project. Then the last one is set out project control mechanism. So I think in terms of setting out project control mechanism, what are the do's and don'ts on our project? Okay, so what should be in a project charter? So the first one is we should have a project ID. Then the project stakeholders, The third is the project description. The fourth is the MOB. The fifth one is the project scope. The sixth is the project schedule. Okay, so pertaining to, we should have a summary of this. And the last one is the project budget. So again, it is in terms of summary type. So basically, these are the things to be included in our project charter. Okay. So another thing is we should know, okay, what are the quality issues or standard requirements. So knowing all the issues and standard requirements somehow helps in having a quality project. Okay, the resources, assumptions and risk, the project administration, acceptance and approval, references, and the last one is the terminology. Okay, either the acronyms and the definitions. Okay. So as you can see here, we have our project charter template. So as discussed, okay, so we have information, okay, subdivided informations, requirements, okay, for our templates. So these templates somehow will serve as a guide, okay, for our project. Then the project planning framework. So as you can see, from MOB, it will go down to scope. Then on scope, we have the pieces. Then after the pieces, we have the task. And after defining the task, we will subdivide it into three, namely the sequence, the resources, and the time estimates. These three contributes to this what we call schedule and budget. So if we have a good sequence and resources, and we have determined the proper time allotment, so basically we should know, or we can have a good schedule for the project and an enough budget allocated for that particular project. Okay, so the project planning framework. So the first one is MOB, as indicated on our diagram. Okay, so the second one is define the project scope. Okay, so this one. So under scope, project scope, we have initiation, planning, definition, verification, and change control. Then the third one is we should subdivide the project into phases. So as you can see, okay, so suggested is we are going to subdivide. So these are the divisions, okay, in terms of phases. Okay, and the fourth one is task, sequence, resources, and time estimates. So we have subdivided it into three, okay? So the sequence, the resources, and the time. And the last one is the schedule and budget, okay? So the baseline plan, as indicated on our diagram. Okay, so the kickoff meeting. So we're almost done. Okay, so what is included in this what we call kickoff meeting? So officially, let's start the work on the project. Then, after starting the work on the project, we bring closure to the planning phase. Okay. Then, upon carefully planning, okay, initiating all the measures, safety measures, and closing and finalizing all the planning phase, we should proceed to the communication of all the project is about. Okay, so let's communicate to all what the project is about. So definitely we should know, and somehow somebody who are related to the project should have the knowledge on what is our project and what are their roles on the project. Then the part one is let's energize stakeholders. So stakeholders are very important because they are the one, okay, who will greatly benefit the project. Okay. And the last one is engenders positive attitude. We should apply positive attitude, okay, on our planning, implementing, and finishing of our project. Okay, so that includes my report on chapter 3 of project management. Good day. Thank you.